We have another new patch. And yeah, at least they're giving us some new elites and epics. Yeah, I'm glad about that. I wish it was more of a balancing patch. Hello everyone, this is Shinobi once again with another Awaken Chaos Setup video. So yeah, we have a new patch today. I'm glad that Ace has decided to bring in another patch. Of course, they are doing it quite routinely. The only sad part is that it's not a balancing kind of patch. Of course, there is a balancing of the guild boss. Other than that, we are not seeing a lot of balancing, but at least they have given us 13 new heroes, one of them a Lego, and the rest of them epics and elites. I'm glad it's got a lot of epics and elites. Unfortunately, they are all dark and light. Of course, we'll be looking at them soon. But yeah, we'll be looking at the patch very quickly and those new heroes very quickly. Not going to waste a lot of time looking at every one of them in detail, but of course I'll also be testing the new legendary hero Badmar, and I'll be posting that video tomorrow about Badmar, and also if possible I'll be trying to do a couple of epics as well if I'm getting copies of those epics to test them out. Okay, so let's quickly look at the patch and see what is there in this new patch. Alrighty, let's quickly look at the patch. They have given us 13 new heroes. I'm glad that it's got a lot of epics and elites. Yeah, I'm repeating myself over there. That's because it's been a long time since they have given us some epics and elites. The only problem is that they are all light and dark. There is going to be a summon event for Grayson and for Divine Yolanda. But yeah, they are for those people who have got plenty of shards and limited and stardust. Okay, I'm not really bothered about that. From the 8th of August, you're going to get a dragonic incursion, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it to see what kind of rewards we are going to get it. They have also done some optimization in terms of rewards and in terms of the abilities and skills. So in Sky Duel, in Ruins of God, even in Guild Boss, if you're reaching level 45, then you're going to get better rewards. That's great. I'm happy about that, but let's see what kind of reward they have optimized it to. As far as Guild Boss is concerned, they have tried to nerf the Ophelia Cheese team, and that's why they have introduced this, the Guild Boss is going to get an attack up 4 and 60 energy each round after round 17. That's just to nerf the Ophelia team. They have been gaining a lot of things. Okay, as far as special abilities are concerned, in joint attacks, whenever somebody is pulling another of your heroes for joint attack, it's going to be your DPSer, the one with the highest attack, and they have also optimized the sound effects, which is okay. All right, so that's the patch that we have in short, and yeah, it's an okay patch. I wouldn't say that it's bad in the sense that because they've got a lot of epics out there and a lot of elites out there. So we will quickly look at all these epics and elites. I don't want to waste your time about it, so we will just quickly run through them and see if any one of them can be termed as good enough for us. Okay. Just a second. I forgot to mention the Dawn Fragments, the new permanent summoning event that will give you light dark heroes, guaranteed light dark heroes at 100 summon. So let's check that out very quickly. So this is going to be Sacred Summon, added a permanent Sacred Summon event that grants only light or dark heroes. Each summon cost 10 Dawn Fragment. One random legendary light dark hero is guaranteed within 100 summons, available from the 3rd of August. So we will have to wait until the 3rd of August to see how this summoning event is going to happen. But at the same time, if you go to the market, you can also see at the exchange shop. If you go to Glory shop over here, you have to get Glory token. I have no idea where you can get it at this moment because the event has not started. So we have to wait until the actual event starts before we can see where we can get these tokens. But you can also get a skin of our horn mech. Okay, and also an Emerald Rose avatar. But the most important thing is these Dawn fragments. You can only buy 20 of them from this glory shop. So obviously Dawn fragments has to be available from some other places as well. And hopefully this glory shop is also going to get renewed at least every week. I don't want anything to be more than a week, because you're only going to get 20 out from here, right? So that's just 2 summons. That's just 2 summons, remember that. Because you require 10 Dawn fragment for their summon. So it's just 2 summons. So you need 1,000 of these. So if it is not renewing every week, at least it's going to be almost an impossible task to get 1 legendary light dark hero from this glory shop. So let's quickly look at the new heroes. I'm just going to skim through their skills. I'm not going to go in depth on them. Just give just a small snippet of comment on them, and then we will finish this video. All right, this time we are going to go through each of these factions, and we will look at the new heroes instead of just going by legendaries alone. So we've got a new one over here. The Footie has been repurposed, so we are going to get our favorite Footie. I'm loving it. Okay, but anyway, his trait is awesome. I like that trait. On each ability cast, randomly removes 1 negative effect on 1 team member. I'm not sure if that new change in the negative effect removal is going to affect on this skill, because it's just randomly removing 1 negative effect, but hopefully it will concentrate on the control negative effects. Okay, he also deals 130% damage to 1 enemy, applies attack down to them for 2 turns. If the enemy has attack down, applies attack down 2 to them for 2 turns. Awesome ability, good for certain areas. Then his special restores 35% of max HP of 1 ally and removes 1 negative effect on them. If 1 or more negative effects are removed, immediately casts this skill again on 1 random ally. So his trait, whenever an ability is cast, he will be removing 1 negative effect. So obviously he's going to remove 1 more negative effect, and also going to restore 35% max health of 1 ally. Awesome. Okay, so that's what I think about that skill. Then his ultimate, it heals all team members for 30% of their max health and removes 1 negative effect on each. Also applies 3 stacks of block to them. This guy, the Footie guy, is going to be really good cleanser and healer. Oh my gosh, I like this guy. Okay, I have always loved this guy because we needed him, but now I'm simply going to be trying to get him. Yeah, this is the first guy that I'm going to test if I'm going to get him. Footie, I love you. Next, let's look at the next one. All right, so next one is a Elite, the Radiant Pixie. Of course, as an Elite, that's what he's going to be. Okay, anyway, so at the start of each round, applies attack up to the team member with the highest attack for 1 round. If he is ascended, at the start of each round, applies attack up and crit damage up to the team member with the highest attack for 1 round. Okay, for an Elite, even for an epic, I would say that's a very good skill. I would have wished that it was attack up too, but as an Elite, attack up is attack up. It deals 130% damage to 1 enemy, applies defense down to them for 2 turns. Awesome basic skill. Good. Deals 150% damage to 1 enemy and summons the ally with the highest attack to launch a joint attack. Okay, the epics and elites are looking really good. Okay. Ultimate deals 150% damage to all enemies and applies 1 stack of counterattack to all team members. So we've got a 3rd counterattack hero. And he's an Elite. Also applies defense up to all team members for 2 turns. So William, Ophelia, and now we have the Radiant Pixie, who is going to give a team-wide counterattack. But this guy looks even better than William, in the sense that he also applies defense up to all team members. But of course, William, he also has got the trait of giving 20% increased damage on the basic ability done by everybody. That's a trait. So that's kind of like an aura. So I think like Villain would still be slightly better than this guy, but still you see he's an elite. Okay, and he's also going to give a joint attack by the team member who has got the highest attack. I like the new epics, and these two new epics and hero. I'm liking both of them. Let's hope that I can build them up and test them out and also make them useful in the game. Let's look at the next faction, Chrysas. Chrysas does not have any new hero as epics, but they have got two new elites. So in elites, you got Ember Flare. Okay, the graphics are good, the skin is good. When an ally casts their ultimate ability on the enemy launches a joint attack with the basic ability. All right, so is that going to happen for each and every ally that casts their ultimate ability, or is it just going to be one? All right, so let's also look at the ascended ability or the trait. When an ally casts their ultimate ability on the enemy, launches a joint attack with the basic ability and applies defense down to the same target for 2 turns. Awesome. Okay, they're all looking, on paper, they're all looking quite good. Okay, so their basic ability deals 130% damage to one enemy and applies Ignite. Not a really good debuff. I wish they buff Ignite a lot more. It's not useful. So he applies Ignite for 2 turns. And then his special, when attacked by enemies with Ignite, reduces damage received by 30% and recovers 25% of max health up to 2 times per round. Awesome. I wish this ability was there on some legendary hero. Okay, this would have been great if it was on some legendary hero. Alright, now Blazing Impact deals 150% damage to one enemy and applies 3 stacks of Ignite to them for 2 turns. Buff up Ignite! This guy is good! I want Ignite to be buffed up. Alright, so let's look at the next elite. So Poros has lost his ride. Okay, they just repurposed a lot of heroes out here. Okay, a lot of stuff out here. So Poros's ride, his ride has been made as an elite hero. Okay. Grants joint attack for 1 turn at the end of the turn. Ability may trigger once per 2 turns. Nah. I would have preferred that to happen every turn. But then he's an elite. Deals 130% damage to one enemy and applies 1 stack of random stats down to them for 2 turns. Okay. An okay kind of ability. Special ability deals 165% damage to an enemy. Damage scales with the enemy's lost health. Well, he doesn't have a lot of attack. Not going to be very high. An okay kind of elite, I would say. Ultimate ability deals 250% damage to one enemy and applies increased damage taken to them for 2 turns. Damage scales with the enemy's lost health. Okay, that one looks good for an elite hero. The debuffs he's placing is quite good. Okay, so let's quickly look at the next faction. The last faction does not have any new heroes. So we will look at the next faction, Soul Plunderers. In Soul Plunderers, they have got 2 epics and 1 elite. So let's quickly look at them. So the first one is Ebon Blade. His graphics, his skin looks pretty awesome. I like that one. I'd like to have him as well. As far as his trait is concerned, when struck by an enemy's active attack for the first time within the round, reduces damage received by 35%. So yeah, he's going to survive the first AoE. If he's ascended, he's going to reduce it by 55%. So that's a huge effect, and it has got a 2-round cooldown. But I think like he has to be built tanky and with a lot of accuracy on him. Let's look at his trait. Yeah, deals 130% damage to one enemy with 80% chance to apply silence to them for 1 turn. You need accuracy. Okay, removes 1 positive effect on one enemy, deals 150% damage and applies defense down to them for 2 turns. Accuracy. Alright, applies stagnation to all enemies for 1 round and deals them 165% damage. The enemies cannot gain bonus turns until stagnation expires. Now, This is bonus turns, it's not bonus attacks, okay? So, not going to be effective. I don't know if it's going to be effective against Florence teams. Let's see. We will have to test him out to see that. But I just hope that Stagnation was like any kind of bonus attacks. They couldn't do that. That would have been much preferable, okay? All right, so let's look at the next hero. Next hero would be Karami. Yeah, Karami looks like Ash Magisteria minion. Okay, possibly having the same kind of skills. So let's look at his trait. When an enemy gains bonus turn, launches a counterattack on them with the basic ability for 1 round cooldown. When Karami applies Firebomb, that is when he's ascended, when he applies Firebomb, additionally applies Silence that cannot be resisted to the same target for 1 turn. Now, I do not understand why Silence cannot be resisted when the Firebomb, placing the Firebomb requires accuracy. It does not make any sense. It should be like Firebomb does not require any accuracy, and because Firebomb is placed, Silence will also be automatically be applied. Okay, it should have been. Okay. Let's look at his basic. Deals 130% damage to one enemy and applies Firebomb to them for 2 turns. If the enemy has Firebomb, transfers the effect to another random enemy. So if they already have a Firebomb, then Firebomb is going to be transferred to another person. That's good. But I hope that Firebomb has got a lot of damage. If it does not have a lot of damage, it's just 1 Firebomb, right? So just like the Ash Magisteria, you know, mini bosses and the minions, I hope the Firebomb is really good. Okay, so upon taking area damage, reduces damage received by 50% up to 2 times per round. That is an awesome passive. I like that passive. So AoE skills is going to be really tough against him. Okay, let's look at his ultimate. Deals 150% damage to all enemies and applies attack down 2 to them for 2 turns, detonates all Firebomb effects and applies Firebomb to the primary target for 2 turns. A lot of focus. Tanky, focus, that's what it is required here. Okay, so let's look at the Elite in this faction. The Elite here, she looks scary. Okay, so you got Darkling Celine. So what does Darkling Celine do? She has got a trait, increases all enemy damage received from poison by 30%. By 30%! When there are multiple auras of same effect, the one with the highest value will take effect. Well, in any case, this is not going to be equal to that of Gangelo. Okay, Gangelo's effect is 100%. So this is only 30%. But yeah, useful skill, I would say. Not that it's going to be useful in the dragon dungeon, but in other places maybe. So she deals 130% damage to one enemy and applies 1 poison to them for 2 turns. Okay, that's good. Basic itself is applying poison. When attacked, reduces damage received by 30% and applies poison to the attacker for 2 turns up to 1 time per round. Again, a good skill. Deals 150% damage to all enemy and applies 1 stack of poison to them for 2 turns. Also applies attack down to the primary target for 2 turns. Okay, an overall good skill, I'd say. But yeah, I'm not really sure if we can use her in the dragon. Okay, so we will have to see. I don't think I'll be using her just for the trait. Okay, the trait, I'd say Gangelo is better, but possibly up to the hell stages, I think like maybe 13 or maybe 12, up to 12, maybe at least, sorry, I think for up to 12, Celine would be good. Okay, Celine would be good if you do not have Gangelo. Now, Sylvan Woodland have got 2 elites. Okay, so we will quickly look at those 2 elites. So the first one is Storm Falcon. Of course, this is from Witch of the Wind. So when attacked by enemies with the highest speed, moves the ally with the highest attack to the top of the action queue, 3 rounds cooldown. I don't understand. It can be ascended to 2-round cooldown. I don't understand. When attacked by the enemy with the highest speed, you mean it is higher than us, or is it just the enemy who has got the highest speed at that point of time? So they will immediately, as soon as they get attacked, so you'll be converting your hero with the highest attack to the top of the action queue. Maybe good at Witch of the Wind. We'll have to check that out. Of course, I think this one has been built for Witch of the Wind. So his basic deals 130% damage to one enemy and applies speed down to them for 2 turns. Okay, Witch of the Wind. Deals 130% damage to all enemies if the primary target speed is lower than the hero's. Applies stun that cannot be resisted to them for 1 turn. Now obviously this is not going to be effective against bosses, so this is only going to be effective on maybe in arena. So I think this hero can also be used in arena, but we'll check that out. Ultimate removes 1 negative effect on all team members and applies speed up and attack up to them for 3 turns. Okay, so it's going to be done on all team members, and this is on a 4-turn cooldown. That is if you have booked him up. Okay, that's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, another speed up and attack up hero. Great. Okay, let's look at the next one. But at least this guy is an elite. This guy is not an epic, so you can easily book him up. That's good. Gosh. Okay, it seems like all the minions and the bosses in the game has been reconverted and repurposed into epics and elites. Okay, so let's look at Wicked Treant. When attacking, has 50% chance to apply unhealable to the primary target for 1 turn. That's 100% if it is ascended, and then deals 120% damage to an enemy with a 100% chance to remove 1 positive effect using his basic ability. That's awesome. That's awesome. His passive, when a team member takes damage, launches a counterattack with the basic ability up to 2 times per round. Good. Deals 150% damage to all enemies with a 100% chance to apply attack down and speed down on them. Oh, it's calculated independently. Alright, so he needs focus, and both these chances are calculated independently. So that means you have to get them to 100%, okay? You'll have to book him up. And that's going to last for 2 turns. And he's got a 3-turn cooldown. That's great. Alright. Not really great, but an okay hero. We'll look at the next faction. Now, Titan Iceland. This is where we have the new legendary hero, Badmar. An S tier health. Okay, so he's a defensive hero. So he's got really good health. An okay attack, A tier attack. 121 speed, not really fast. Let's look at his trait. When an enemy deals damage with area abilities, heals all team members for 25% of Badmar's max health. Bosses with AoE skill. I'm going to get healed every single time. I'm going to be dealt with area ability. That's great. If he's ascended, when an enemy deals damage with area ability, heals all team member for 25% of Badmar's max health and gains shield equal to 30% of max health for 2 turns. Is that shield going to be max health of Badmar, or is it going to be the max health of the individual hero? That's the one that needs to be clarified there. But then you need it to be ascended. Now it doesn't say Ascension 5 or not, but I'm thinking like it's going to be Ascension 5. So just forget about shield. Alright, so let's look at the basic. Touch of Destruction deals 130% damage to one enemy and removes 1 positive effect on them. When the enemy has no positive effects, reduces the ultimate ability's cooldown by 1 turn. Okay, so max health, accuracy. Applies defense down 2 that cannot be resisted to one enemy for 2 turns and deals 120% damage to them. Damage scales with this hero's max health. Gosh, I wish this one was also cannot be resisted. Then I don't have to worry about accuracy. But this one, this skill, awesome. Piercing Assault, really good. Against bosses, okay, against single targets. Final Judgment deals 150% damage to one enemy, steals 2 positive effects from them, and applies no positive effect that cannot be resisted to them for 3 turns. Damage scales with this hero's max health. Okay, you need to book him up to get that 3-turn no positive effect. Otherwise, it's going to be just 2 turns. All right, a very, very interesting skill on this hero. Let's hope that he's going to be really good when we test him out. But it looks like I'm just worried about the accuracy part. Should I be giving him accuracy or not? Okay, because he's got two skills that doesn't require two skills which has got part of it that doesn't require any accuracy. I just wish that everything was without any accuracy. Right, so let's look at the next faction. Free Cities does not have any new heroes, so it's directly Dragon Scale Marsh, and there you have the epic hero, what's his name? Tidecaller. Okay, so that's what the epic hero. Let's look at his skill. His straight frozen on enemies will not be removed when they are attacked. Okay, so frozen on enemies will not be removed when they are attacked. Frozen additionally increases the affected enemy's damage received by 60%. So frozen already increases damage received by the enemy, so it's now going to do an additional 60% damage, and the frozen cannot be removed if they are attacked. So freeze teams are going to, this guy is going to be a must in freeze teams. Okay, deals 130% damage to one enemy with the basic and has 50% chance to apply frozen on them for one turn. Trigger chances increase to 100% if the enemy has no positive effect. Awesome, awesome. How fast he is? He's an okay speed, 130 speed. Okay, right. So his basic, so his special, when attacked, if the attacker has no positive effects, applies frozen and defense down to them for one turn. So that's his special. All right. So when he is getting attacked and if the attacker does not have any positive effect, they are going to get frozen and they are also going to get defense down. Awesome, awesome skill. So he's completely a freeze kind of hero. Okay, he's what about his ultimate? What's freezing smash? What, his ultimate is also called a basic? Okay, they need to correct that. Deals 200% damage to one enemy and applies frozen that cannot be resisted to them for 2 turns. Okay, a completely freeze guy, a must for freeze teams. Okay, it looks like a freeze team must person. So let's look at the Magnus rolling eyes. Okay, he's got a trait aura. So his trait is an aura, reduces all team members' damage received from poison by 50%. Not that we are going to face a lot of poison heroes. Okay, reduces all team members' damage received from poison by 50%. When a team member receives poison, launches a counterattack with the basic ability up to 1 time per round. What is his basic ability? Deals 130% damage to one enemy, transfers one negative effect on the allied team to them. To who? Okay, so maybe he just takes it from one of his allies, a poison that is on the ally, he just transfers it to them. Okay, to the enemy. His ultimate, sorry, is that the basic? Sorry, his passive, it is when casting skills, has 100% chance to apply 2 stacks of random stat down to the target for 2 turns. Oh, okay. His ultimate deals 220% damage to one enemy and transfers all negative effects on this hero to them. Damage scales with the number of negative effect on the enemy. So the more you can place on the other person, the more he's going to get it. All right. So as an elite, his abilities look okay. Okay, for an elite, I would say it's really good ability. But we'll have to test him out to see if he's useful anywhere else. Now, visitors by sea. They have got one epic. That's it. So let's look at that epic. The crab guy. Let's hope he's just the crab guy, not the other guy. Okay. So the trait, attacks at the start of the round, gains crab joint attack for 1 turn, only once per wave. Once per wave. At the start of the round, gains crab joint attack and focus up for 1 turn, once per wave. So what is crab joint attack? Grants a joint attack with this character's special ability alongside the attack of any ally. So he will be getting that one at the start of the wave, and he will do that for every ally. So he'll be doing a counterattack for every ally. So sorry, a joint attack with every ally. Okay, a cool enough trade if he can deal enough damage to kill the other guy. Oh, but he's got a stun. But he's using his special ability, right? So we will look at the special ability when he does that joint attack. So he deals 110% damage to all enemies. Okay, now I'm interested. Now I'm interested in this hero. So he deals 110% damage to all enemies with a 30% chance to remove one positive effect on each. If the enemy has no positive effect, has a 30% chance to apply stun for 1 turn. Obviously, at the start of the wave, when he takes this one crab joint attack, that he's going to do his special ability with off. I'm taking a lot of time on this one because this one is interesting. So he grants a joint attack with the character's special ability alongside the attack of any ally. So he's going to do this every time an ally hits the enemy, and he's going to remove one positive effect from them, and as soon as they have no positive effects, he's going to stun them. And his basic is also got it deals 120% damage to one enemy and has 75% chance to apply a stun on them for 1 turn. Okay, a really good skill. At least it will help in clearing the waves. And he has got like 8-tier attack, so I think like he's going to deal a little bit good damage. As far as his ultimate is concerned, recovers 50% of max health and gains crab joint attack for 1 turn. This guy is going to be really good for clearing waves. I like that. I like the skill. I hope this one will be the first hero that I'll be testing out, okay? Other than Footie. I like Mr. Footie. So in Footie and Crab Guy, these are the 2 guys that I'm going to test out as soon as I get these 2 new epics. And of course, I'll be testing out Badmar as well. So yeah, so those are the new heroes that we have. A quick review of them. Let me know what you think about this new patch. Let me know what you think about these new heroes. I would certainly love to hear from all of you. So until next time, peace, love, and blessings to all of you. Shinobi out.